Speh from Miami University, who was a panelist at the CSCMP's annual State of Logistics report. And Tom, what lasting changes do you see from the recession as far as supply chains go?
I would preface it by saying I hope they're lasting. My fear, as I think I expressed in the panel, is that we did a lot of good things as logisticians. We got more efficient, we cut inventories back, we rationalized our SKUs in many cases. And I'm hoping that the lessons that we learned and what we saw in terms of the increase in productivity are going to be lasting ones rather than temporary and come back and bite us when the economy gets better and we forget all these lessons. So that's what my hope is, that these things become permanent and they're not temporary.
That's your hope. How optimistic are you that that will happen?
I think, I don't know. I can't put a percentage on it, but I think maybe I would hope that at least half the things that we've done, we've seen that we can do it. We've seen that we can introduce flexibility. We've seen that we can jump up productivity significantly in different elements of the supply chain, and hopefully that those lessons will remain etched in our brain and we won't cave into the good times.
Mm-hmm. What about the inventories? I wonder if you could discuss that a little bit more. What do you see companies doing with inventories? Will they start to creep back up again?
Well, I mean, all the indications suggest they will. I was looking at a forecast last week that suggests that the inventory to sales ratio is probably going to stay pretty much constant for the next 6 to 8 months. I think Roz indicated she saw that it would be rising, but I think that again, if we can maintain some of the rationalization that we had with SKUs and not growing new products, not expanding SKUs, doing better jobs with lower safety stocks, relying on the reliability of the carriers, I think there's a fairly rosy picture for that.
Did the recession add to the risks companies face in managing their supply chains?
To the extent that we've made the supply chains, I think, a little bit less agile, because we don't have the inventories. I don't think we have quite as responsive transportation as we've had in the past. And so I think we have added a little bit of risk in there that I think companies are going to have to deal with. So you're going to have a trade-off coming down the line here in terms of how much agility do we need versus how do we feel about the leanness of that inventory.
There's less margin for error.
Absolutely.